Learn English. Bogle Family Restaurant on 8th Avenue is not a famous place, but if you need a large cheap meal, then Bogle is the place for you. There are 12 tables in the room, 6 on the each side. Bogle himself sits at the desk by the door and takes the money. There are also 2 waitresses and a voice. The voice comes from the kitchen. At the time of my story, one of the waitresses was called Eileen. She was tall, beautiful and full of life. The name of other waitress was Tildy. She was small, fat and was not beautiful. Most of the people who came to eat at the Bogle were men. And they loved the beautiful Eileen. They were happy to wait a long time for their meals because they could look at her. Eileen knew how to hold a conversation with 12 people and work hard at the same time. And all the men wanted to take Eileen dancing or give her presents. One gave her a gold ring and one gave her a little dog and poor Tildy. In the busy, noisy restaurant, men's eyes did not follow Tildy. Nobody loved and talked with her. Nobody asked her to go dancing and nobody gave her presents. She was a good waitress, but when she stood by the table, the men looked round to see Eileen. But Tildy was happy to work with no thanks. She was happy to see the men with Eileen. She was happy to know that the men loved Eileen. She was Eileen's friend. But deep inside, she too wanted a man to love her. Tildy listened to all Eileen's story. One day, Eileen came in with a black eye. A man hit her because she did not want to kiss him. How wonderful to have a black eye for love, Tildy thought. One of the men who came to Bogle was a young man called Mr. Cedars. He was a small thin man and he worked in an office. He knew that Eileen was not interested in him. So he sat at one of the Tildy tables, said nothing, and ate his fish. For a few seconds, Tildy just stood there. Then Eileen said to her, "Why, Tildy, you bad girl? I must watch you. I don't want to lose my men to you." Suddenly, Tildy's world changed. She understood now that men could like her and want her as much as Eileen. She, Tildy, could have a love life too. Her eyes were bright and her face was pink. She wanted to tell everybody her secret. When the restaurant was quiet, she went and stood by the Bogle desk. "Do you know what a man in the restaurant did to me today?" she said. "He put his arm round me and he kissed me." "Really?" Bogle answered. "This was good for a business. Next week, you will get $1 a week more." And then, in the evening, the restaurant was busy again. Tildy put on the food on the tables and said quietly, "Do you know what a man in the restaurant did to me today? He put his arm round me and kissed me." Some of the men in the restaurants were surprised. Some of them said, "Well done." Men began to smile and say nice things to her. Tildy was very happy. Love was now possible in her grey life. For 2 days, Mr. Cedars did not come again. And in that time, Tildy was a different woman. She wore bright clothes and did her hair differently, and she looked taller and thinner. Now she was a real woman because someone loved her. There were no people at the tables, and Eileen and Tildy were working at the back of the restaurant. Mr. Cedars walked up to them. Tildy looked at him and she could not speak. Mr. Cedars' face was very red and he looked uncomfortable. "Miss Tildy," he said, "I want to say that I am sorry for what I did to you a few days ago. It was the drink. You see, I did not know what I was doing. I am very sorry." And Mr. Cedars left, but Tildy ran into the kitchen and she began to cry. She could not stop crying. She was no longer beautiful. No man loved her. No man wanted her. The kiss meant nothing to Mr. Cedars. Tildy did not like him very much, but the kiss was important to her and now there was nothing. But she still had a friend and Eileen put her arm round tightly.